What's going on, folks? It's your man Jay, and I just want to do a quick updated video on my iPhone 10. A lot of you guys have asked, why are you still using an iPhone 10? Didn't you buy the Max? Don't you have the 10R? All these other things. I would say that the 10 has been just one of my favorites. You have that favorite iPhone, just like I still have an iPhone SE as well. But this phone right here, while the cameras definitely are not up to par with some of the other cameras I have in the catalog now, the cameras are still great. And I speak of cameras because that is something that people always ask about. How are the cameras still good? The cameras are good, man. Let me take a just quick photo of my OtterBox here. Let's see. I do it like this. The cameras are good, crystal clear, lots of detail. Social media is always good. For me, social media has been great on an iPhone for some reason, but the cameras is what people do. They take photos, videos, they post it on social media, and that is what today's world is all about. Personally, I use the cameras sometimes for video recording to get different angles and things like that. But cameras still good, very good, but there are other cameras out there that probably are a little bit better at this point. Even the new iPhones, I compare my 10R cameras next to this camera, and the 10R cameras appear to be a lot better. But that's totally subjective too. You might like these cameras better than the 10R. But software and performance, another reason I just haven't pulled the trigger and started using another iPhone regularly is because this phone right here still works. There's no problems with it. It's going to continue to get updates. When iOS 13 comes out, I'll have it on this phone. And it's just one of those things that if you don't need to upgrade, don't upgrade if you don't have to. And I always try to tell people that. But software on most iPhones, man, are generally pretty fast. And iPhones continue to get updates. And with this being an iPhone 10, I think this is about 2 years old or something like that. So it's going to continue to flow along probably for the next 3 to 5 years, possibly. Never know. So there is a new iPhone coming. I gotta say it. But we'll get to that at the end of the video. At some point in this video, I'll talk about the new iPhone. But software, I'm impressed with it for an iPhone. It's just what it is. It's not much to an iPhone, but iOS 13 will bring some changes to that. And I think that's just going to be something that we're going to have to get used to. We ask for widgets, we ask for all these things, and hopefully they'll show improve in iOS 13. Now, as far as build quality, I have a skin on here, obviously. I've had this skin on here for quite some time, like a very long time. And I just don't have a reason to take it off. It's rolling along pretty good. I like it. It gives it grip because I don't like to use the phones in cases when I leave the house for the most part. And this phone is definitely one that, with this skin on there, the honeycomb skin is beautiful, man. I like it for the grip. The size of this phone is good. It's got just enough heft, but not too much. It's a premium build to me, and it feels pretty decent. Open up the face unlock. That's another thing about the phone. The facial recognition is really, really fast. I'm hoping that some improvements come later on where I don't have to swipe to get in. But, Apple might say that's a security feature, whatever. I don't know. But, the build quality, the screen, the battery life. Battery life has been always good on this phone for me. It's not the longest battery life I have on an iPhone. That belongs to the iPhone 10R. But the battery life is good enough to where I can just use it for at least a day and not have to charge. And that's pretty much the reasoning behind doing that. I really like it, man. I keep a SIM card. This is one of my other lines. This is my second line right here. So this phone is pretty much always with me. Yeah. Another reason why I still carry this particular iPhone is because the value is still there. At one point, Apple was offering $500 on a trade-in, and now they're offering $350 on a trade-in. And so if in fact a new iPhone does come out, I'm probably going to get the smaller version of it because it's going to have it's going to have the bigger thing on the back with the 3 cameras. So, and the LED, supposedly, there's a bunch of cases and everything leaking out and stuff. So maybe that's what it'll be like. I don't know. But we shall see. I feel like I'm probably going to rock with the smaller version of it. if I do in fact trade this in to the Apple Store and get one. We'll have to see about that when it comes, but I don't think they're changing the front of the phone. They're just probably changing the internals and the back of the phone, and they're sticking to what works for them. It will be nice for them to make a thinner version of their phone, but this isn't a thick phone by any means. But I just would like to see a thinner phone, possibly bigger batteries. But iOS is optimized pretty well, so there's no need to ask for too much. It would be nice. iOS 13, they're bringing stuff that's been out on Android for years. So, but that's the trend with Apple. People will say they perfected it, but reality is they're just behind. But it's not all roses with this phone. Sometimes when using it, certain apps, there's no certain apps. Social media is better on this phone, but it's also slower. So opening apps is really slow. Now, I bet when I demo this, these apps are going to pop open fast. But this is something that they decided to... No, there we go. This is about how it's opening up. Twitter, I'm saying it's up to date now. It opened it up. So let's go ahead and go into Instagram. This is the only bad part I've found about iOS. While I do like doing social media more on here, I think it's better on here. I've always kind of said that. I still feel like popping open apps and stuff like that is super slow. But in iOS 13, supposedly they're rectifying that. So it's 2019, man, and I'm still using an iPhone 10. Am I alone? How many of you guys out there are still using an iPhone 10? I think this phone is fantastic still, and that's why I've held on to it as my daily for one of my phone numbers. And not any other iPhone. Obviously I have the iPhone, a few other iPhones I said, but this is the one that I use all the time. So it's your man Jay. Are you using an iPhone 10 in 2019? And also, do you plan on even getting rid of it just because a new iPhone is coming out? If it's working for you, are you going to keep it? Are you a person that upgrades every year or every 2 years, or do you use your phone until it's just busted or you just have to upgrade? Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. It's your man Jay. I'm out.